Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Pfhorbear. So I overslept and missed the Destiny 2 showcase. Today, it's August 24th. So I figured what I would do, because I was planning on streaming it, co-streaming it, and reacting to it live, is I haven't watched anything from it yet. I just found basically this time code. So I figured that we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump into it, we're going to watch and react to it live. The first, basically hour of this was, for the most part, like community and content creators kind of giving their retrospective on Destiny over the last 7 years, and I think Bungie as a whole. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. I think it's gonna be cool. I hope it's cool. I haven't seen anything from it. The only thing I did see was I got on Twitter and I saw Dado, who's another content creator, who's one of the biggest Destiny content creators, and he said that he was super pumped about the reveal. So I'm excited to see it. Let's get into it. And we're gonna treat this like it's live. I'm not gonna pause it and stuff like that.
You guys just have a seat. It's just literally recording a conversation, so.
All right. What could go wrong?
So I was.
Yo, it's Jason Jones! Look at that boy!
When you started the
Luke looks so good. Look how much weight he's lost.
I mean, but you were not.
Look at his hair. Look at.
You weren't that much older.
Look at Joe Staten. Not Joe Staten.
Like, take me all the way
Jason
back.
Jones. Look at his fucking hair,
all the way
man.
back to the moment where you're like, I want to do this.
Yeah. There's this funny thing for like a lot of my life. When people would ask me, like, how did this start? I'd be like, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I just like started making games, and it seemed like it was fun, and I kept doing it. And when I really started thinking back to my childhood, like I've been obsessed with how like rules can change human behavior, and how you can all agree to play a card game by a certain set of rules. And the adults that I was observing, as a kid they could play cards all night and laugh and interact in whatever way that they did. And yet you could take a different set of rules, for example, a set of rules that a 5-year-old made with the best of intentions, and the adults would like nod and laugh, but they would only play that game for 3 minutes. And like that is like always fascinated me. And I realized, like, looking back on it, that I've been doing that my whole life, and it like irritated my friends, and they didn't want to play. I mean, because we start as a game designer and you suck. Like, you're terrible. Like, your games are horrible. I mean, they're not even games. They're just, it's almost, you're just like a little tyrant trying to get people to do things. And I remember like I probably spent like weeks building this like really complex pen and paper adventure game on index cards, and I'd like drawn pictures of monsters and everything like this. And I remember finally getting, a friend to play it at school, and it was like the first dice roll, like some creature like killed his character or something. It was just like the worst possible, like outcome. And I was like in 4th grade or something, but some kids look at the garbage truck and are like, that big, powerful machine, like that's what I want to be. But to me, it was the deck of cards. Like, I want to know how to control that. Like that, like power to build an experience that when people come into it, they leave with a smile on their face, or more connected to the people around them. Yeah, I've been doing that forever. It's kind of crazy. Way before computers. And then of course, right, I saw games on computers and I was like, wow.
My perception, based on all of our time together, has actually been like, you are more interested in the making of them in a bunch of ways than playing them. Like, playing games isn't like it's not an explicit hobby of yours. Like, you're educating yourself. It's more work, but it's like you're always making stuff.
Yeah, I think this is true, and I feel a little bit like guilty about it sometimes because I think it is the most dangerous thing as a designer to enjoy the making more than the playing, right? Because the number of things you can enjoy making is infinitely larger than the number of things that you can enjoy playing, right? Much less other people can enjoy playing. And so,
this is so
yeah,
cool,
what you
guys.
say is true, and I feel like it's sort of like an addiction that I've had to fight so that I make things that are worthwhile. Because it's, the whole shtick to me is about, touching other people, like, somehow.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about kind of the origin. I'm gonna jump ahead again. I'm gonna jump to my life, 2004. I remember I finished the campaign for Halo 2, and my friends and I got distracted a bunch by the multiplayer, and I finished it the same night I finished Metal Gear 3. And after I finished both of those games, I went and watched this Vidoc, the documentary that, like, I look at now, and I met a bunch of y'all, and I'm like, oh, I didn't pick up on all the, like, human suffering in this documentary the first time I watched it.
Do I get to sign your?
No, do you remember this?
I looked for it actually before I came in today. I don't think I have it anymore.
You don't?
Yeah, no, I remember the sweatshirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what is this from? Like, what is this actually? I've like wondered this. Like, what is this? It was just like, what?
Yeah, it said Osiris on it. I thought it looked cool, and yeah, I bought it. I have no idea. Sadly. Right.
Yeah,
I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I still, to this day, I remember the sweatshirt, right?
Yeah,
and this is the moment.
That's
this is
fucking
moment that I became,
hilarious.
like, aware that humans make these things, because otherwise it was like magic, right? Like,
right,
there's nothing in 2004 about, look at these developers making stuff that you care about. That's not, like, there wasn't really much of, like, the internet sucked too. Like, you didn't have, like, look, you can access these people, and none of that. It was a totally different time. So I'm watching this documentary, and this dude shows up, and so the paraphrase is like, like the cynical gamers who something doesn't grab us in 5 minutes, we're gonna turn it off. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, it's like I was spoke to. And I have I'm like an English degree. Like, I can't make games. I couldn't write any couldn't write code or anything. I just remember feeling as like a player, like super duper spoke to in that moment. And so we come out of the building a game, like building it by yourself, and talk now about, like, the team has changed. Like, building teams has changed. Like, the way you think about building teams has changed. The way in the however many years I've been at Bungie now, in the fifth, like, the way the company approaches building teams have changed. Let's go all the way back to Halo 2, like building the team for Halo 1 and Halo 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think if, like, past Jason was here, he would disagree with a lot of stuff that I'm going to say, but I think compared to the intentionality that we, try, sometimes exhibit, know we should have about building teams and how important teams are. Back then, it was almost just this, snowball that was rolling downhill of people who, liked our games and came to the company, and, then, it snowball rolled a little faster, and it was just a bunch of people trying to do their best, trying to recreate the feelings that they had, when they played games. And you can get pretty far on passion and talent, but it sometimes makes things really hard when you're not being thoughtful about the organization of the team, the design of the product relative to the resources and time you have. And yeah, it made Halo 2 super challenging for a bunch of reasons, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's, and past Jason would tell me, like, you're an idiot. We were thinking about all that stuff. You just had to learn. But, like, when I look back, like, he wasn't thinking about that stuff, What
was he thinking about?
I mean, he was just thinking about the game. But, I mean, I don't know. I always think, I think my past self is, like, not really that sharp, because I mean, every year we've learned so much, I feel. And so I look back and I think that, that guy must be an idiot. Because look at all the stuff I learned just this year on Halo 1. Like, I didn't know anything. But I go back and I found one of the notebooks from Halo 1. Like, that guy wasn't an idiot. Like, I mean, there's stuff that, he didn't know, but there's a lot of, like, super interesting exploration and thought and, like, possibilities that, didn't end up at the game in there. And yeah, so I don't know what to make of that, because I feel like I've learned so much, but when I go back, I'm sort of, like, blown away by, what was happening in my mind. Yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing when I think about, like, I think about my life in terms of decades, and, like, what are like the big lessons from the decades. And when I like articulate one of the, like, a lesson from my 30s, it's, like, so embarrassing. Give me one from yours.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I really started Destiny 1 not understanding the value of having at least somebody on the team who cares more than anybody else about, what the team is missing, what the team isn't admitting, who on the team isn't talking to each other, where on the team is our dreams incompatible with the calendar, or our dreams incompatible with our ability, or our dreams incompatible with the hardware that we need to run on. And
this
I
is
saw
such
production as, a calendar and a schedule.
This is a great conversation, man.
And it's true that a schedule is a thing that you use to sort of test people's understanding of reality, in the sense of, can the things we want to do fit in the time that we think we have, and how are we tracking against that? But I saw it as like an end in itself. And of course it irritated me, and I, didn't pay attention to it. But God, like, embracing all that stuff is a thing that will be, front and center in anything that I do. Anything I do in the future. I think it's making sure everyone on the team has an objective understanding of reality, and doing anything you can to fix it when that isn't true. I didn't understand that when I started Destiny 1. Destiny 1 made me understand that.
So what I want to talk about now is where computers are heading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where's it going?
AR is going to be the thing that displaces mobile. Like, I'm so sure of that. I'm so sure we're all going to be wearing glasses, and all the TVs are going to go in a landfill. All those companies are going to go out of business. All the cracks in our ceiling are going to get fixed in our glasses. Like, so many people are going to end up with virtual pets and windows out to the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower. And maybe it'll be 20 years. Like, I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. And I think it's going to be really interesting. And when it happens, like, the reason that you're going to know it's going to take over the whole world is everybody's going to laugh at it. Like, everybody's going to think it's ridiculous. When the iPhone, came out, the stuff people were saying to, like, not admit that they were holding, like, a, chunk of the sun in their hands that was going to change the world. Like, the stuff people said was ridiculous. and people are going to do that again. And the other interesting thing about AR is, if you have AR, you have to have local compute, because you need high frame rate. You need to be able to render all kinds of crazy stuff, like, right there, like, within 2 feet of your body. Yeah, which means I think all the cloud computing stuff, totally going to happen, absolutely going to be a thing. But we're not going to transition fully to, thin client. But yeah, those would be my 2 predictions. Local compute never goes away. AR displaces mobile, like 100%. So
on a long enough horizon, how are we going to get ready for that? we got, it's, like the,
it's a great question. And I think the answer is, like, we already are. Like, I don't think what's going to happen is there's going to be a whole new slew of games that can only happen in AR. I mean, there's definitely going to be some, but I think in a lot of cases, what's going to happen is people are going to, throw away their TV and have a way bigger TV, or they're going to go to a totally virtual space that has a bigger, screen, and they might play some tabletop or strategy games in a different way. But I think people are always going to be playing first-person shooters, with some kind of input device on, like, a virtual, window in their visual field. And so I think a bunch of the stuff that we're great at doesn't, get tipped over by this.
The thing we're great at, right? So let's go all the way back. Bungie games, someday. Not the company's still there, but I think a lot about my life through the lens of what would go on my tombstone. I just do. I think it's like completely busted. I don't think it's like a thing a normal, like, reasonably sane human being would do. But I think it's a simple way of summarizing your existence, and it's the acknowledgement that these existences sometimes come to an end. The question I want to ask is about Bungie's epitaph. What is that simple distillation of what Bungie is? The tombstone-worthy distillation.
I was on the 271 coming back across the bridge home, one night on the bus, and these 2 guys in front of me were talking, at first about college. Like, they were older, but they'd obviously, like, gone to college together, and I think they worked together. And at some point they started talking about Halo, and I think it was Halo 2 for them. And they weren't really talking about how much Halo meant to them. They were talking about, and they weren't really talking about how much they meant to each other, but that's what they were doing, is they were sharing those stories of, you know, where they were and what they were doing and how they were feeling. And, you know, that moment, you know, that's like still keeping me going. I mean, that might fuel me for the rest of my life. And it's not the only time that's happened, but you get a few of those, and, you know, that's all I want. It's just people sharing memories in an experience that, you know, wouldn't have existed without, you know, you bleeding buckets of blood into the, you know, whatever code or design or something like that. That's what, yeah, two people having an experience that they wouldn't have had, you know, if you hadn't created, yeah, what you created. Like, that's, I don't know, that's what matters. That's what matters to me.
We're done.
Let's go, guys.
We're just going right into like the trailer, huh?
Time to get into it, brother.
This is what I brought you here to see.
Beyond light!
Stasis is just a tool.
It's an ice tornado, dude.
That was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
I'm in space! It's freaking Aldrin!
Bow. No.
Man, this year was really good.
What the heck?
What's those baby falling? They're so cute! No. We shall play this.
Together, we are enough.
I'm gonna shoot you with 6 anarchies. You're gonna sprint at that Gorgon. Run. Got speed level, doodle. Run.
Let's get into it, boys. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Here we go.
Welcome, Guardians. This year, we're celebrating our journey with you, whether you joined us 30 years ago or if it just started today. This game is in our blood. The Destiny team is full of Destiny fans. Folks who came here because Destiny was their favorite hobby. Folks who log out from work in the evening and log in to play with their clan.
The team we have today is committed to relentlessly upgrading this game that we all love. We aren't happy with just another mission. Instead, we want to push the limit of quality you can expect in an action MMO with uniquely Destiny experiences like Expunge and Presage. We are committed to delivering the best mission content that you can play in any game with a friend and having the best feeling action game, period.
And this shows through in the passion that we see for Destiny 2. Since we declared independence 2 years ago, the Destiny community has grown by over 20 million new players.
That's fucking
and it continues to
awesome,
grow
man.
faster than we ever could have predicted. We're grateful to be a part of this amazing growing community that you all have created. You represent Destiny. You help make it better every year, and you are so welcoming and supportive of every new Guardian that sets foot in the tower.
And only a handful of us are going to be up here today. Most of
God,
them
it's
are
so
in their
lullaby,
homes
man.
at their desks, working hard to bring the next part of Destiny to life. It's a huge honor representing such an incredible team and introducing the next chapter of Destiny 2. So, without further ado, this is the Witch Queen.
Fuck yes. Let's go, man. That's old Chicago as fuck.
Truth is a funny thing. Does it live in the world or in the mind? Is it constant or can it be bent? this universe of light and dark, there is no greater power.
Fuck!
Tell me, little lights, what is your truth now?
No fucking way, man! $222.22, baby. Holy shit! They really do have light! Oh my god!
Oh my god, James. Savathun is serious. I think she's the most dangerous villain we've faced yet.
7 years we've been building up to this moment, and she is finally stepping into the spotlight and showing us who she really is. What we know about light and darkness is proving to be way more complex than what we previously thought. There are so many lies, truths, and revelations that we're going to get to in The Witch Queen and the year leading up to it. I mean, we're paying off these narrative threads that go all the way back to Destiny's origins, and we're supporting it with the best content that Destiny has to offer.
Definitely, and we've got a lot of awesome content to show today. Let's start with the most mysterious destination yet.
Yeah. Savathun's throne world. This is an uncharted wonderland of secrets and lies. It's this place that she's created in her own image, this surreal and majestic light-blessed world. She has this castle that she rules from. It overlooks this dark, swampy underbelly with this lone pyramid ship out there. It's the future world she wanted to create, built atop the darkness that she left behind.
And throne worlds, they're a deep part of Destiny lore. Powerful entities create these pocket universes, and when we're there, we have to play by their rules.
But now, our own light powers are being used against us. I mean, she has this whole army of Hive that she's ascended to the light and brought along with her. These are the Hive Guardians, and they are the backbone of her new army.
We've talked a lot. Let's show a little.
That's
Let's
fucking
take the
bananas.
first ever look at the Witch Queen gameplay.
Savathun, the Witch Queen, Hive God of cunning and lies. After the death of her brother Oryx, Savathun went into hiding. Not out of fear, of course, but out of strategy. In her greatest trick yet, stealing our most sacred resource. The one thing we thought she could never touch. The light.
That's so fucking crazy, man. Oh, dude, new weapon classes. Oh my god.
I cannot wait just to reach out and just crush a Hive Ghost in my hand.
Yeah, I mean, we've been defined by the light for so long. This is uncharted territory for us. I mean, we're in strange new places. Like, the throne world, it's haunting, but it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. There's a lot to love. There's a few things we saw in the trailer that we haven't talked about yet.
Savathun and her Lucent Brood. This is the biggest threat Guardians have faced yet, so we need to find new weapons to match their power. The Glaive. I love this thing. It's brutal and elegant. It's this new energy weapon with melee abilities, mid-range projectiles, and defensive capabilities. It's our first ever first-person melee weapon, and it is such an awesome tool for the battlefield.
I'm into the Glaive, man. Let's get it.
So good. Just jump in and unleash these brutal melee combos and transition right to an energy blast. It's really powerful and has a lot of utility.
So, we've told you about what the Glaive can do. Now let's talk about how you're gonna get your hands on one. These weapons don't come out of chests at the end of missions, and you're not going to find one roaming around the throne world. Your first glaive is not going to be found. It's going to be built.
Yes, weapon crafting
Holy
is coming
shit.
to Destiny 2. Now, chasing weapons has been an integral part of the Destiny Pursuit game since the beginning. And over the years, we've added more deterministic paths to get the rolls that you want on guns. Think things like Umbral engrams and the raid chest.
Weapon crafting unlocks the freedom to choose all that and more. It gives us ultimate control over the guns. Now, this is a combat-focused crafting and progression system. That means the more you use these weapons, the more objectives you complete with them, the more you'll level them up, and the more powerful they grow over time. And at launch, here's the awesome thing. You'll be able to craft all Throne World weapons, new raid weapons, and the seasonal weapons. There's just a ton of stuff to do in this system. And the Witch Queen is just the beginning of weapon crafting. We have plans to add more craftable weapons, both legacy and new, throughout the year.
We've seen and we've talked about a lot of really cool features, but let's get right into the meat of it. Let's talk about the Witch Queen campaign.
I love campaigns. They've always been a cornerstone of the Destiny experience. They're rich, deep stories interwoven with big combat sequences and memorable characters. They take us to remote worlds in our ever-changing universe. And so we're putting extra care into the campaign for the Witch Queen. We want you to feel those goosebumps when you step onto the throne world for the first time and come face to face with Hive Guardians.
And every one of the missions has its own unique fantasy. Like, what does it feel like to storm a castle or just go straight into the depths of hell?
If you like games with standalone campaigns like Doom, Titanfall 2, God of War, and Halo, then the Witch Queen is for you. So, in addition to our classic normal mode, Legendary is our tougher, aspirational version of the campaign, where the enemies hit harder and respawning is heavily restricted. So every battle is a gut punch, every boss is a worthy adversary. It's gonna hurt. You might tap out.
Interesting.
But if you persist and you get to the end, your time will be well rewarded.
Whether you want to play solo or with a fire team, the difficulty will scale based on how many people you bring. Before we go, one last trip down memory lane. I remember camping out the Predator for Destiny 1 because I just had to have the Ghost. To me, it was like the symbol of Destiny. And if you care about that stuff like me, you're gonna want to get your hands on the Collector's Edition because you're gonna get a Hive buddy to go up on the shelf with it.
Fuck yeah, dude! That's so fucking cool, man.
Wow, that was so cool.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so excited for this one. And that's not even everything that's in there.
I didn't know that Lorene was
Those are the
still
hero
at
items,
Bungie.
and
That's
they're one of the best
crazy.
ones that we've ever done. Collector's editions have always been like this really perfect jumping point to enter the worlds that we build, and actually lifting like in-world objects and putting them in players' hands is it's just a good feeling.
We don't just put random items. Everything in there means something, and it helps push the narrative. And there might be some puzzles to unlock in there as well.
Let's get it, man.
So at this point, you can see Savathun has been one of our greatest threats, operating behind the scenes for years.
You may have heard of her brother, the Taken King, but Savathun is the most dangerous being we've ever faced. She's cunning, elusive, she works in the shadows, so in a way, Savathun is new to all of us.
Exactly, and now it's time to finally see this legend reveal herself and change the Destiny universe forever.
But when we talk about the overarching story of Destiny, we don't just mean the plot lines or characters that feature release to release.
Narrative is a guiding force in Destiny, and we're calling on its rich history of world building, bringing that to the forefront and growing it in a bold new direction. So when you join the game today, you'll experience an immediate call to action alongside millions of your fellow Guardians.
During this past year, we watched the results of your actions play out across Destiny's seasonal releases. You've redeemed old foes, brought former enemies to the bargaining table, learned that there's always more than one side to every story, and built alliances no one ever thought possible.
And on the largest scale, you'll experience a vast, living, interconnected world of stories that's striving to a greater end.
We need you, Guardian.
You'll experience this alongside a massive community of Guardians, release after release, together. This is our universe's cosmic purpose. This 10-year journey we've been on since Destiny 1, it's drawing to its dramatic conclusion. The Light and Darkness saga will end. But make no mistake, Destiny 2 will not. We're building not so much to an ending, but more to this transformative moment for Destiny 2's future.
Last year, we announced the Witch Queen and the following expansion, Lightfall.
And now we're excited to announce the release after Lightfall, the final chapter in the Light and Darkness saga, Destiny 2, the final shape. It's going to be one wild, continuous ride.
Yes, and that ride starts with Season of the Lost. Not only is it the prologue to the Witch Queen, it's your first opportunity to interact with Savathun. But rather than spoil it for you, why don't we take a look?
If we are to survive the coming storm, the Tower and the Dreaming City must stand united. We are surrounded. A ring of spears pointing inward from the edges of our system.
Oh, Aldrin, no, my man!
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that we have. Relight the pathways of the Ascendant Plane and guide my people back to me. There is a malevolent force at work in this plane, Guardian. Your knack for violence is needed.
That's a new multiplayer mode, my man. Or it seems like it. This has been insane, guys.
Perhaps with them, I can save us all.
The 9? Oh no, those are Techians. August 24th
Seasons
to
have gone through
February
massive
22nd is
transformations
so
in Shepard.
long.
We're dedicated to creating an evolving, interconnected world that puts your Guardian at the center of the action. We're reaching the end of one journey and the beginning of another.
The days of Destiny's biggest story moments happening in lore pages is long gone. I mean, Mara's return has been hinted at forever, and now it's happening in a season. One of the changes I'm most excited about are the updates to the light subclasses every season in Year 5 of Destiny 2. We're adding aspects and fragments similar to Stasis. We'll be starting with the Void subclass update that goes live alongside the Witch Queen. But the Witch Queen is only the beginning of what's to come, and Season of the Lost is the prologue to that story. It starts off with Marasov's return to the Dreaming City, and with her return, all the awoken technology comes alive.
But the Hive God of War, Xivu-Arath, has reemerged and has Guardians and Mara in her sights. Guardians must forge a path through the Ascendant Plane to save Mara's lost coven of witches before Xivu-Arath can reach them. And to aid you in this task, you'll have the Wayfinder's Compass.
The time is at hand. The beacons shine bright and the ley lines
God,
are
man, this shit's so
It's
cool.
an ancient awoken artifact that gives the wielder the power to uncover pathways, secrets, and treasures within the Ascendant Plane.
There's a plethora of new weapons coming, including a suite of legendary stasis guns that will stop your enemies cold.
The armor makes you feel like you're a member of Queen Mara's court.
And no season is complete without new exotics, and Season of the Lost features one once intended for Aldrin.
I mean, it's a stasis fusion rifle. Or a
Let's
trace
take a moment to
rifle.
talk about Trials. So Trials of Osiris is the endgame aspirational PvP activity and more popular than ever. Two of the biggest asks from our community have been adding anti-cheat and adding matchmaking. In Season of the Lost, we're doing both.
We've partnered with BattleEye to soft launch the anti-cheat software when Trials goes live on September 10th. Also, you'll be able to matchmake with groups of players to form fire teams or solo queue by yourself. And we've remixed how rewards are distributed to give all players the opportunity to earn some of the best weapons and coolest armor in the game.
That's right. We're shifting away from winning matches as a primary way to earn loot, and instead winning individual rounds and completing matches will allow you to earn some rewards. But Going Flawless hasn't changed. So if you want to flex those PvP skills, the Flawless chest will still be the only place to earn Advanced Trials weapons and unique cosmetics. All right, so the next chapter in Destiny begins right after this stream with Season of the Lost. Return to the Dreaming City with Mara Sov and learn the mystic art of wayfinding.
I'm so excited crossplay is going live today.
And today is your first opportunity to jump into Destiny with friends on any platform from all over the world, playing together.
Let's go, man. I'm getting fucking chills about this 30th anniversary stuff, man. I've been a Bungie fan since fucking like 1996, dude. Let's go, man.
It's my first vlog. That's my first team.
Man.
As a company that prides itself on taking care of its employees and their significant others and their communities and those who are in need, it's pretty devastating as we look at the racism in America. And our intention is to do better and to leave the world in a better place. We want to be a part of that social change. Fuck racism.
Fuck racism, man.
Games that we make, but we really utilize the successes that we've seen to be able to give back in an even greater capacity that spans beyond just the gaming industry.
Bungie Foundation, thank you.
Pressing button for live!
Destiny servers are live. This adventure has begun. It's awesome to have you here.
This game is going to single-handedly destroy my social life, and I can't wait.
All right, Guardian. Time to kick him where it hurts.
There we go.
This is going to hurt. A lot.
You gotta love it.
This is great. Anyone want a hug?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
No.
It's hard to put into words, you know? How important this fucking company has been throughout my life. It's bananas.
How do you follow that? Wow. 30 years. And I remember when Halo first launched, and my friends and I completed the entire campaign in a single epic play session. And as the credits rolled, I knew that Bungie had transformed console gaming forever, and that I would be a lifelong fan.
Yeah, it changed how we played games too. I remember getting together with friends for Halo weekend LAN parties. We had so much fun. And 30 years of Bungie games is something special. It's something worth celebrating together. So we're gonna have a party in Destiny 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
Starting this December, we are launching the Bungie 30th anniversary celebration in Destiny 2,
Free for all players, the 30th anniversary celebration will offer a new 6-player match-made activity, secrets to unravel, and rewards that commemorate our long and storied history together.
And that's just the beginning. In addition to the free event, players can also purchase the Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack that includes a new treasure-themed 3-player dungeon set on the Cosmodrome within the fabled Loot Cave. Players will plunder its depths to discover an exciting new Thorm-inspired armor set and fan-favorite Destiny 1 weapons like Isaluna and Thousand Yard Stare.
Bananas!
And even the Claymore sword from Myth.
Purchasing the pack unlocks a range of awesome Bungie-themed armor ornaments and cosmetics to collect, including ornament sets inspired by the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration and Marathon. But the dungeon holds one more secret.
Look at that!
The crown jewel of its weaponry is a Destiny 1 classic. Gallahorn is making its long-awaited debut
No fucking
in Destiny
way,
2.
dude.
We're going to take its iconic status to the next level. Galley has been carefully updated for the Destiny 2 sandbox.
So, this December, join your friends and collect exclusive rewards during the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration.
But the party isn't only happening in Destiny 2. We've partnered with Nerf Limited to create a functional, dart-firing Gallahorn. We'll have more on that soon.
Fuck yeah,
And that's not all.
dude.
Here's a look at some of the incredible loot we've made over the years and a sneak peek of what's coming up.
Dude.
Wow, Lorraine, I can't believe we're celebrating Bungie's 30th anniversary.
30 years.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the games and products that have come out over these years.
Yeah, starting Operation Desert Storm, Pathways into Darkness, Marathon, Myth, Oni, Halo, and Destiny. 7 years of Destiny. It's an amazing journey.
So excited. You know, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up and a lot of other things in the works, of course, as always. But
Yeah.
I mean, what do we have? We have the Fallen Captain statue, which is incredible.
And then we have
I love that.
helmet, the Celestial Nighthawk
That thing is
helmet.
so cool.
Yeah. And my favorite, the Arcadia jump ship.
Yeah, I get goosebumps just
Dude.
thinking about that. You know, it really gives me that nostalgia from Destiny 1. And so I think it's a great way we're going to celebrate not only Bungie's 30-year heritage, but the 7-year heritage of Destiny.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives you the feels.
I want the boots. I want the ship. I want the statue. Bungie, take my money. If they ever come out with a stag replica, I'm done.
Thank you for being on this journey with us, whether it started this year or 30 years ago.
We've just started talking about the Witch Queen today. You've got our first peek at weapon crafting, our definitively Destiny campaign, the Glaive, and a year full of updates to all our light-based subclasses. All of this and more is coming alongside Savathun's long-awaited arrival front and center to the Destiny universe. The Witch Queen marks an acceleration in our story heading towards the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga, and we're so excited for everyone to join us on this epic adventure in the Witch Queen, Lightfall, the final shape, and beyond.
Let's go!
And the Witch Queen's gonna kick off another amazing year of Destiny with 4 great seasons packed with all of the narrative, events, and rewards that you've come to expect from us. But there's even more coming next year than just our new seasons. The deluxe edition of the Witch Queen will also include 2 brand new dungeons to be released in 2022. And we're also going to be remastering another classic Destiny 1 raid and releasing it free for all players.
This means going forward, starting this December with our 30th anniversary event, there will be a new piece of raid or dungeon content in the game every 3 months.
That's insane.
In 2022, we will also be adding legacy rotations for raids and dungeons, meaning every week there will be new ways to earn rewards in both the latest and greatest content and raids and dungeons from the past. If you love amazing in-game content, we want to prove that no other game offers more quality and more variety than Destiny 2.
What raid is it, do you
You've
think?
enjoyed a look
Probably
in the future of
Wrath,
Destiny
right?
2. Witch Queen pre-orders are
I just
available
don't
wherever
imagine.
you play
I mean,
Destiny.
I'd love to
Crossplay
see the
is
Taken King
live
come back.
on all devices, and Season of the Lost kicks off today. See you in game.
Truth is a funny thing. Who decides what is true? Tell me, little light. What is your truth now?
This shit was hype, guys. Oh my god.
She has ever been. Prepare for what is inevitably to come.
Unreal. God. Thank you. Fuck, guys. That looks so good. So, like, the one thing it looks like we're not getting that people had this, like, huge expectation for was a new darkness subclass. But, like, they're completely restructuring the light subclasses, starting with the void subclass when the Witch Queen releases, to be more like stasis is, with aspects and fragments and all of that. That's super rad. I'm into that. That gives like more customizability to everybody's subclasses. Weapon crafting is coming to the game. That's bananas. I wonder if that means that weapon trading will ever end up being a thing. But oh my god, that looked amazing. The Throne World destination, like the fucking Hive Guardians, dude. What? That's bananas, man. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you watched it all the way through to the end, that was a very, very long, very fun presentation, about a little more than 45 minutes. So thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. Let me know if you'd like to see even more Destiny content from me here on the Pfhorbear channel. I'm definitely going to be working on Halo content here and on Xbox Era, as well as Destiny content over on Xbox Era at the very least. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so very much. Until next time, be safe, have fun, and I love you.